don't really do it because we're gonna do the book and the workbook. So I mean, the workbook is you need to work on it like on your own pace. You know, in this case, I don't really assign you like pages to advance, but the idea, guys, is that we do page number 10 on the student book. You do it on the workbook. Maybe not in the moment, but later on that you have a chance to answer it. Because in the end, it's practice, and so that way we can work on it better, right? It's not mandatory, it's not obligatory. I mean, during the class, but afterwards, yes, you will have to like answer on your own pace. And then once we have the space to upload the advance, then you'll do it there, right? Very good. Let me just open the program in a second. We have ever. It has a silent H. Where are you from, Mister?
I am from Pátzcuaro.
Pátzcuaro. Okay, you're in the Pátzcuaro section. I mean, with Carlos, Tony. See, I'm trying to remember all of the faces because we have new people here, so that's why I'm like, what? Plus, I'm just getting the list to see, who is supposed to be here and who's not, so we can, keep the attendance and so on, right? But always at the beginning is it's crazy. You know how it is. So second, and the thing is that if I take this screenshot and not everybody's here, it's supposed to be like an absence. So that's why I make another one. There you go. Okay, let me save it because computers are reliable but not so reliable. Plus, I just updated my computer to Windows 11 like a couple months ago, and it still has like a bunch of bugs and working and not working. And it's like that. Well, did you guys check the presentation? Well, the ones that were not here on Classroom? Because for the ones that are new, guys, we have a Google Classroom, Classroom and Google Classroom. It's always redundant. So that way you enter and you check on what tasks or homeworks we have. We got a WhatsApp group. I'm gonna share the link right now. Share it. Now that we're here, so that way you can join. Because over there is where I'm gonna be like telling you, if we need to. I mean, if I'm not coming, or if I'm coming for less, or whatever happens, I'm gonna let you know through the WhatsApp. Right? Let me just go ahead and share it now. And there in the WhatsApp group, we have the link, or in this case, the code for Classroom. So you can enter, you make sure that you're there. If you cannot enter with your institutional account, you can enter with a personal one, which is needed for you to get notifications on new tasks or whatever. And that's it, right? It's not like we're gonna hack you or check on your personal data or whatever. You know what I mean? So let me just share the group with you. 1 second. You can turn off your camera now, if you want to. Turn it off now. Let me go ahead and start projecting this. There. Oh, and well, like I told everybody else, at the beginning of the class, I normally play some music, like 1 or 2 songs, depending on how long they are, but it's like 5 minutes. So when you enter and you hear the music, that means that everything is going fine, everything is working correctly. Okay. Hold on, because the thing is stuck. And you guys, in the meantime that this thing gets unstuck, do you have any plans for the weekend? Or not? Are you gonna party?
I'm going to work right now.
You're gonna work? Oh my god. Well, I mean, I always tell everybody that first is the responsibility and then is the fun. No, there is a saying in Spanish, but I don't know if you have heard it. Have you heard those saying that says primero lo que deja? Have you heard it or no? No.
Yeah.
Yes, you recognize it. Yeah, right. Because many people you want to have like a lot of fun, a lot of fun, a lot of fun, and no responsibilities, and it's like it doesn't work like that, right? Yes, I even um, to my younger students, I always tell them, primero guys, lo que deja y después lo que apendeja. No, that's how it goes, right? Well, yeah, because many people, I mean, I have students that they work and as soon as the weekend comes, they get drunk and they want to do like crazy stuff, which is okay, but not in the classes time. No, do that on your free time, right? A different story. Okay. Well, we got the WhatsApp group now is there on the chat. So whoever's not there, click on it and join. So that way you get all the info. And again, whatever question or situation or anything you have, you can say it there or you can do it private in a private message, right? My phone number and my email and all of that stuff is also included on the presentation that is already uploaded on Classroom, right? So let's go ahead and check this out, guys. We're gonna start working with the book page. Well, the page is number 8 because first it has like the welcome and like how to use the book and blah blah blah. No, but we're gonna talk about impressions. What do we mean when we talk about impressions, guys? What is the meaning of impressions?
What means to you? What do you feel about it?
There you go. What and how, right?
Mhm.
Mhm. Who else wants to participate? No one? Okay, don't worry, don't worry. Yes, it's voluntary, right? Of course, we will want at some point in the class everybody to participate, right? Normally, guys, when I do readings, we do like all of us one by one until there is a period, and then the next person continues, so that way we can, concentrate and so on. But I'll explain you. Well, yeah, impressions. We talk about what is the imprint. No, do you know what do we say when we say imprint?
No.
No.
No? Okay, well, let me tell you. When we talk about an imprint for people, right? Normally we refer to what is the feeling that you get out of a situation, but with another person. No? For example, when you have an imprint from a friend that he was very responsible, very serious, very, I don't know, like that, very reliable. We mean we talk about something positive.
I lost the audio. I can hear you.
Me too.
Me too.
Impression from an event, right? When you get
Teacher, we
yeah.
couldn't hear you for some seconds ago.
Oh my God. Until what point did you hear me?
Uh,
You didn't hear
after
anything.
you said someone reliable and that.
Okay. Oh, I was saying that the imprint that somebody leaves on you is like, we would say like huella, like a huella, positive or negative, no? Positive
Okay.
when somebody is like a good influence on you, no? And leaves a good imprint, no? That they give you even some kind of advice, but maybe not voluntarily. Sometimes it's unconscious, but you learn from that person. And at the same time, we have like negative imprints. The imprints, negative in this case, are when you see that someone is very like takes advantage of the other person, and you say, oh, this is something I don't want to do, in my person, in my own person. So you learned what is not to, what not to do. No.
It's like what people thinking about me.
Yeah, that would be the reputation. What people think about you, that's a reputation. In this case, the imprint is what you get out of someone. Obviously, out of someone's attitude, someone's personality, someone's behavior, right? Someone's behavior,
Like we
right?
say, the first imprint is what it counts.
It could be, but look, an imprint is what you learn after you met someone and you had a relationship, like friendship or stuff like that. That's
Okay.
an imprint, like what you get after you met
You have some
and
time with that person or
uh-huh.
first met. Ah,
Exactly. Like for example, you're gonna get an imprint after we, advance in the class and so on and so on, because you say, oh, I learned this, I didn't learn this, or I learned this, but that was not good, so I'm not gonna copy it. I'm not gonna imitate it. No. And in the case of the impression, we talk about the feeling and in this case, the positive or negative feelings that you get out of a situation, not exactly of a person, because a person can leave an imprint. A person can modify its behavior, right? You remember what is
mhm.
behavior?
Yeah, how they act.
Right? Exactly. In Spanish, we would say conducta, right?
Hmm.
So somebody's behavior could be good, could be bad, could be fantastic, terrible, blah, blah, blah. No? One of the other sayings that I always tell people is the one that says, uh, what goes around comes around. In Spanish, we call it karma, no? Lo que das recibes, and so on and so on, right? I always tell people, you cannot try or intend to make someone happy and blah, blah, blah if you are not happy, no? Some people has many like personal issues, like they have to, work on themselves, and they want to be with someone and make them happy and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, wow, it's not going to work, no? Like in my case, guys, I always, when in classes like presential, I take away my students' cell phones during my class because I don't like them to be distracted and so on and so on, right? But of course, I don't use it either because I tell them it would be incongruent that I would say, don't use your cell phones and me chatting or using it. You know what I'm saying? So I always am like, whatever you do is what you get. No? So you need to keep that in mind and obviously act the way you want to be treated. Not treat people the way you like to be treated, right?
So, teacher, impressions are for situation and imprint is for people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because an imprint has to do with behavior and changing behavior. And an impression is out of an event and stuff. Now, we also get impressions from people, but that's the first thing, no? Like the
Okay.
according to psychology, guys, you meet the first time you meet someone, in the very first 3 seconds, it only takes you 3 seconds to decide, consciously or not, if you like that person or not. 3 seconds. I mean, me, I studied communication sciences as my first major, and what I'm saying is, we analyze body language and so on and so on. So when you meet someone, you get an impression, you say, oh, I hate this person. No, I hate it already. No. And then you get to treat the person, no, talk to them and so on and so on. And you actually confirm your suspicions or whatever, no? And you go like, oh, yes. No, you say, this person is like super cocky or super special or arrogant or whatever, right? You know what is cocky?
Nope.
Went away. Cocky. Cocky is a person that is like presumida, presumida,
Okay.
like also we would say show off. Show
Mhm.
off, that is the people that is always like trying to demonstrate that they are better than others or they feel better than others. And that attitude, first time you meet someone, is not the best because you can cause a negative impression. No?
Mhm.
On the other hand, sometimes you meet people that you say, oh, they look so bad, I hate them. You know, we have cases where we don't like the person, we don't like somebody, but for no reason. We have never ever even had a conversation with them, not even crossed a word with them, but we just don't like them. Why? We don't know. But it's like, I don't understand why, but I just don't like this person. No? And sometimes happens that you get to treat the person, blah, 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 and then you say, oh my God, no, so you're not as bad as I thought. No? And then you even tell the person, ay, al principio me caías bien gorda porque, no, te veías bien mamón, o te veías bien así. And you go like, no, but then I started talking to you, blah, 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 and you're my best friend, no? They even get to be like boyfriends or girlfriends. So it's like, well, no. But that's the thing. It's crazy how we get guided by like movies and television stories and all that, and we make an impression based on what previous stories we have seen or we have had. No, obviously, the impression you get from someone is based on your background, no, and the context. Because if you have been in situations with people that are like someone you cannot trust, no, that are unreliable, no, let me put it here, unreliable, desconfiables, then of course next time you meet someone you're not gonna be, yeah, come on, let's do it. No, you're gonna be like very careful with that person on what do you share, what do you say, what do you, like your personal info and stuff, right? But again, it's a matter of experience, right? Because the more we grow, the more we learn about people, no? And sometimes you think that people can change, or they don't change, and story shows you different. Now check it out. We got these four events: the Great American Eclipse, the invention of the iPhone, the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, and the climbing Mount Everest. Now, of course, matching the event is not a difficult thing. Now, obviously, this one, what is picture number one? What would correspond to picture number one, guys?
Rio de Janeiro
Rio
Olympics.
de Janeiro.
There you go, right? The Rio de Janeiro, exactly. Yeah, because if you say eclipse, then you have to be blind, no? Not to identify, no? The eclipse or the iPhone or whatever, no? Okay, well, I guess all of us were aware of the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, but not everybody is a fan of it. Does anybody here like to follow the Olympics and the competitions and all that stuff? Or not really? It's not your thing.
Not really.
Not
No,
really.
not really?
Just
Okay.
like the part of swimming.
Ah, there you go. Yes, yes. No? That's very valid too, because maybe you're interested in one particular sport, but not all of the things they show, no?
Last
Like,
time I was following Donovan Carrillo only.
in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
There you go. If you like the ice skating, yeah, I like it too. Not a huge fan, but I do like to know.
Not
Because for
huge fan, but because of the participation of this boy, I just
that's
wanted to
true.
follow it.
Yeah. That then they become very popular and so on and so on. And thanks to that, sports get more popular,
Mhm.
right? But because there are other sports like the skating, like the actual skating, that to me personally, I don't consider it an Olympic sport, but now they included it. But for me, that's like, like meh. No? Have you ever heard that expression? No, the meh
Yeah.
expression. Like, what? How would you say the meh expression in Spanish, guys? That you say, to me is meh.
Meh.
How would you say it in Spanish? How would you like interpret it? Because sometimes we translate, but most of the times we need to interpret. What is the
Irrelevant.
equivalent? Yeah, but in Spanish you don't say irrelevant. How do you say it in Spanish?
The same. It's bah, nah,
X.
whatever.